Hey there, and welcome to this explainer. Okay, we've all heard the old school advice, right? Just don't answer calls from numbers you don't recognize. But let's be real for a second. Life just doesn't work that way. I mean, that call could be a doctor's office, a delivery driver, or maybe a friend whose phone died. Scammers know this, and here is the scary reality. They are no longer just after your credit card numbers. No, they want something way more personal. They want your actual voice.
So I want to ask you a really critical question, and I want you to seriously think about this, especially if you're an older adult or a retiree who is used to handling business over the phone. Is your voice a password? Because for a massive and growing number of automated banking systems, utility companies, and customer service lines that older adults rely on every single day, the answer is a resounding yes. And if your voice is a password, well, that means it can be stolen, copied, and completely used against you.
So here's our agenda for today to help you lock things down. First, the voice print threat. Second, the dangerous yes scam. Third, the identity trap. Fourth, your 3-step protection checklist. And lastly, your new security mindset. All right, let's jump right in.
Section 1. The voice print threat.
Scammers have totally flipped their strategy. It's really not about keeping you on the phone in some long, high-pressure conversation anymore. What they're actually hunting for now is your voice print. So what is that? It's basically a unique mix of frequencies and rhythms in your voice that companies use as a digital signature. Think of it literally like a fingerprint, but for your vocal cords. It's super convenient to just say, yes, reset my password. But that exact convenience is the vulnerability these criminals are exploiting.
The difference in tactics today is night and day. The old-school scammer, they needed a lot of time, they needed a believable story, and they had to actually earn your trust to rob you. But today's scammer, they're more like a new digital sniper. They don't want a long chat, they just need one clean shot, one specific word from you. It's a game of surgical precision now, not some drawn-out long con.
So how long do you think they actually need to capture your voice? Get this, 3 seconds. That is literally just the time it takes to pick up and say, "Hello, yes, I can hear you." Boom. They've got a perfect usable recording. The threat has gotten so out of hand that the FCC actually stepped in recently. They issued a declaratory ruling making AI-generated voices in robocalls federally illegal under the Telephone Consumer Protection Act. But look, criminals are obviously still using the tech because the payoff is just incredibly high.
Once they grab that tiny 3-second clip, they feed it into AI tools that clean it up and splice your words together to commit some serious fraud. To put this into perspective, 40% of the time this leads to unauthorized bank transfers, where your stolen voice literally authorizes a wire. Another 30% goes toward password resets to lock you completely out of your sensitive accounts. And the rest? It goes towards signing you up for expensive subscriptions. For you, the call might just suddenly drop, leaving you totally confused. But for them, mission accomplished.
Section 2. The dangerous yes scam.
Now, how do they actually get you to say the words they need? It's insidious, really. They target our lifelong instinct to just be polite and helpful to others. You pick up the phone, and you might hear a slightly scratchy, maybe distorted voice use a really common bait phrase like, "Hi, sorry, my headset's acting up. Can you hear me okay?" Or even just something super simple like, "Is this Bob?" These are incredibly realistic setups, completely designed to bypass any suspicion you might have.
Here is the golden rule. Do not say yes. That one simple word is their master key. They take your recorded yes and plug it right into automated banking questions. The computer asks, "Do you authorize a $1,000 transfer?" It hears your unique voice say yes, and just like that, the money is gone. And here's the worst part. Under federal wire fraud laws, recovering that stolen money is an absolute nightmare. Why? Because the bank system genuinely believes it was you giving consent. This is exactly why older adults and retirees are such heavy targets here. They often have built up wealth, and they frequently rely on phone-based banking.
Section 3. The identity trap.
Now, this particular trap isn't necessarily about getting a quick yes for a fast cash grab. It's a bit more subtle, but honestly, it guarantees you'll be aggressively targeted down the road. The bait sounds so innocent. "Hi, I'm calling for Sarah. Is this she?" Or maybe they ask, "Who am I speaking with?" Once again, our deep social programming kicks right in. Someone asks a straightforward question, and we instinctively want to give a direct, helpful answer.
You need to scrub these phrases from your vocabulary right now when dealing with strangers. Absolutely do not say "I am" or "this is."
If you reply, yes, this is she, or I am Sarah, you are willingly confirming your exact identity to a total stranger out of the blue. You've literally just handed them the exact puzzle pieces their digital sniper tools need to build a profile on you.
Let's look at the totally sick underground business model driving this. An unverified number that never answers the phone? It's basically worthless to scammers. But the literal second you say, I am, you graduate to a confirmed name and number. Instantly, your phone number becomes 10 times more valuable on scammer lists being sold online. You've basically painted a giant red target on your back for future highly sophisticated attacks.
Section 4. Your 3-step protection checklist.
Okay, let's pivot to the solution. I want to empower you and especially any vulnerable senior citizens in your life with a super simple script. This completely flips the dynamic and puts you totally in control of the situation. Step 1. The silent start. When you answer an unknown number, say absolutely nothing for 3 seconds. A lot of automated robocallers assume it's a dead line if they hear silence, and they'll just drop the call. Step 2. The question for a question. If a real person says hello, flip the power dynamic. Don't give them info, ask them questions instead. And step 3, the verification hang-up. This is your safe, go-to exit strategy from the call.
So, here is your safe phrases checklist. Seriously, please memorize these. If someone asks, "Is this Sarah?" your automatic reply should be, "Who is calling, please?" Notice you aren't confirming or denying a thing. If they give a name, follow right up with, "And what is this regarding?" If they claim to be from your bank or the IRS or Medicare, deploy this final line. "Thank you, I'll call you back on the official number." Then just calmly hang up. Boom, you remain entirely in the driver's seat.
Section 5. Your new security mindset.
Look, this isn't about being paranoid, it's about being prepared. From the time we're little kids, we are taught to be polite, and I want to validate that training. It's good to be polite. But I'm giving you full permission to completely toss it out the window when a stranger calls you out of nowhere. Remember this absolute truth. Being guarded isn't rude, it's smart. You owe an unknown caller absolutely nothing. Not your time, not your politeness, and for sure, not your identity. Your security has to come first. Do me a favor and share this explainer with a friend or an older relative today so they can protect their voice too. We really have to look out for each other on this stuff.
I'm going to leave you with one final provocative thought to chew on this week. What other digital keys are you leaving unprotected? I mean, your voice is just one key. Are you reusing old passwords, hopping on unsecured Wi-Fi at the local coffee shop? Staying vigilant in all areas of our digital lives is just the name of the game now. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Stay secure out there and keep learning.